Hello, here we go. We're going to make 6 new parts to make this thing a little more real world. Actually, we're only going to make 2 more parts. We're going to insert 4 parts that are already made for us. So I have got them in here. Let me show you what we're going to do. Okay, we're going to make a, we're going to insert, see, we have these pins that in real life, of course, you'd have to have something in those holes to hold them together. So we're going to do that. And then we're going to make a long pin that goes all the way through here. You can see it going the width of this thing. And then to hold that in place, we have these rings. You see the ends of them right there. There's one on each side. And then the cylinder here, which I'm calling the shaft, is to keep this thing in line so it goes straight back and forth like a piston does inside of a cylinder. Works right, we can go around and around and around like that. Okay, so let's get started. 4 of these parts are in they have like a kit of parts. You go insert, you go to standard content, make sure you're in ANSI inch, and then pull this down and go to pins and studs. And then there's different kinds of pins and studs. We want a dowel, and you want a ground dowel pin. Now it's going through, remember this hole we made was a 1/2 inch, and both of these are 1/4 inch. So 1/4 plus 1/4 is a 1/2 inch. So we want a 1/2 inch round and a 1/2 inch long. So you have all kinds of choices here. You go down and pick a 1/2 inch. That's the diameter. And then the length we want to be 1/2 inch also. And once you're done, you click insert. And you can put 1 in there. It comes in with a make connector on it. And insert. I don't know how to get that make connector off there. Once I put it in, I'd like to get it off. If you can figure that out, let me know. Okay, so I'm going to end up deleting these because I've already got them. But that's how those 2 are done. Now, we stay in the pins and studs, and we want cotter pins. And maybe that's not what I did. What did I do? Oh, no, we want retaining rings. And we want external, because they're going on the outside, not the inside. And again, we want a 1/2 inch diameter. And so it's going to look like that. And we put 2 of those in there. 1. And can you just click a second time? No. 2. If you zoom in on there, you can see that they are retaining rings. They are pins. The make connectors kind of cover them up the make connectors stay the same size. They don't get smaller when you zoom out. Okay, so you'll need those 4 pieces. Now, the other thing you need, I created a new, I went to Plus, I made it called Shaft, and I'll show you the sketch on this. I originally made this whole 5, which is how big this is, which was perfect until I put this rod in there. Now that stuck out and it crashed into this. Now it really went right through it like it wasn't there, but in real life it couldn't go through it. So I went back and fixed this and made it 6.5 and 7.5. And I extruded it. How far did I extrude it? 1 inch. Okay, and the last new part you're going to need is this shaft that will go inside the, I call it the slider pin. This thing is 5 wide, so I made this 6. Um, all right, so it's just a circle 1/2 inch. You extrude it from the middle out. But that's what I did anyway, 6 inches. And now we need these little grooves on the end to put the rings on. So I had to create a plane. And so if I did it a 1/2 inch in on each side, it'd be exactly 5 inches in the middle, which you got to give yourself a little bit of room. So I made it 49 hundredths so that there's a 100th of an inch between the groove and the side of this on both sides. So I made a plane 49 hundredths in. Then on that plane, I made a sketch, and then I extrude cut towards this face here. You don't want to go inside. How far did I cut it? 5 hundredths of an inch. So not very deep. But notice the arrow is going this way. And it's a remove. So you end up with this. And I made, let's look straight at this. So of course I started from the center, and it wouldn't let me actually tap into a center point, so I had to basically dimension it to this edge, which of course this circle is a 1/2 inch, so the radius would be this. And of course that circle has to be the radius or the diameter of the whole pin. And then we just put it in 0.43. And I got that off of the ring. I went and measured the ring. Then I put a plane in the middle so that I could mirror it to the other side. Um, so to put a plane in, I offset this one, whatever the distance was, 0.49. Then this is 6 long, so I offset this plane 3. That gave me a plane to mirror this around here, so I did make it easier. Okay, so those are the 6 extra parts. You just put 4 in from the content center, the built-in toolbox, and then you put this in, you put that on the slider tab with the slider, and create a new tab for the shaft, make the shaft. And then you're going to need all those in your assembly, and we'll talk about how to put it together. Now I don't know how to stop it because I got rid of this thing down here.